Hello, welcome everyone to another exciting edition of Chico and the Tanman Show. I am your host, Tanman, and back is the man, my fucking partner in crime, Chico.
What's up, people? What's up?
He's back with a vengeance, people. Chico
Right?
2.0 with Mo problems.
Right. The older I get and shit.
But yeah, man, it's good to have you back, have the crew together again. But luckily we had some guests to fill in the shoes, even though you have some big shoes to fill. I think, particularly the Mo, who helped out a lot. I really appreciate that. And when Frank the Tank has time when you are not available, I really appreciate those guys.
Yeah, I think they both did a really good job too. I was really interested. Mo, a man I've never met, actually kept me pretty intrigued. Listen to some of the podcast stuff.
Yeah,
I thought it was really cool. And
yeah,
somebody I would like to have a beer with.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, shout out, man. Yeah, he knows his beers, man. I was surprised when he told me he liked IPAs too. I was like, oh shit.
I'm like, oh,
right.
Okay.
Money. All right, but yeah, let's get a shout out to Mo there. But before we continue with the show, I just want to let everybody know that if you're a first time listener or watcher, this is a show where it's just us, a couple of dudes, just we're sitting around kind of having some brews, talking about movies. We love movies, but it's not just strictly movies. We talk about just what we love, geek stuff, rocking the Marvel right here. Chico, show it because this is important news. Yeah, right there. If you guys are some hardcore like 80s and the recent iteration, you'll know what Flynn Lives means, and we'll definitely go back to that. But yeah, it's about the like geek culture, video games, stuff like that, comics. We like to just sit around and talk about. We just have some conversations, and we try to hit some of these topics. But it's really what we comes to our head and our mind, and we just kind of go from there. And we do pretty good at hitting most of the stuff like we want to address, but if we don't, it's not really a big deal.
I have the problem of man, I should have said this like afterwards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man, I should have touched this more.
Yeah, so definitely we want you to come on this journey with us, and we want you to be able to like sit around and be like, yeah, these are a couple of guys we like to have I want to have a conversation with along with the beer. But for all you others who are strictly just like to listen to podcast listeners, we want to let you all know that we're on our home here at Anchor, but you can also listen to us on like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast. I'm sorry, that one's kind of hard to say. Pocket Cast, and of course Apple Podcasts. And after the show, please, if you have a minute, please go over to the Apple Podcasts place, look up our show, and please give us like a like or review. Give us some stars and stuff. We really appreciate it. It helps us. And also on here on YouTube, give us a like. Because it really helps us get to the algorithm, so we get exposed more to people. We want to bring our type of flavor to more and more people, so really appreciate that. But yeah, dude, I don't know, I haven't talked to you in a while, but
Right.
I know it's kind of been a minute, but man, I want to tell you the show that I recommended to you before. But if you like, I don't know, did you ever watch the regular show on Adult Swim?
Here and there.
You know what it was like? Oh, the fucking Blue Jay dude. Yeah, the creator did that show. I was trying to tell you, on HBOMax, and it's like more adult version of that because they kind of borderline to like adult kind of with Cartoon
What is
Network.
it technically on? What network besides HBO Max, or is it only exclusive?
It's only exclusive HBO.
Really?
Yeah, but it's like connected to Adult Swim.
Because at first I thought it was gonna be Adult Swim, so I looked it up in the category of Adult Swim, and I didn't see it there. And it made me realize they don't have a lot of stuff.
It's like a lot of the old school stuff though on Adult Swim, like Space Ghost and all the shit that we like. But yeah, dude, it's so funny, and it's so I think it's the sad part is it kind of shows our age because I relate to that show more now because it's about a young middle-aged couple who are like kind of like late, like they're in their 30s and they're like have a kid and renting, but they're still not completely grown up kind of thing, and there's this one
it's us.
Yeah, right, exactly. And this is kind of like not really a spoiler. I mean, it's a show. I hope you all check it out. I always forget the place. It's called the name of it. What is it? It's always the name always misses me. Huh?
Springfield.
No. The name. No. The name of the show. The show.
Close enough.
Close enough. I don't want to think of like original something, but it's close enough is the name of the show. It's this one episode where it just reminded me of that happened when you and me used to go to Starscape. And remember, I think it was the last year. Remember the last year we were at Starscape and we were like, because normally we'll like make it all the way through, like even like we'll be like super tired though by the end, but we make it till dawn or whatever,
Yeah.
But like remember the last one we were just kind of like defeated at like what time was it? Like 3 or something. We were like
like
done.
3 in the morning.
But we were like done. I mean, we were like kind of like we felt like
we didn't leave because we couldn't walk. Like,
we were
that tired.
We were like, I remember I was on the curb trying to eat this burger, and I'm like, dude, I'm fucking exhausted. And there's an episode, that just reminded me of that. There's an episode where the couple finally get, because they have a young daughter, and they finally get their daughter to like, I think she had like got a babysitter for her. So. They were like, oh, let's, what are we going to do and stuff. And they were just going to just chill because it's like they didn't have a daughter. And they did like a funny sequence. I'm not going to ruin what they did. But then they got convinced by the roommates, hey, you guys don't have your kid. Like, let's go out. So they're going out and then they go to this club and it's like a bunch of like, young 20-year-olds and they're like fucking doing like all their social media shit, and then they're like, oh, so like the bartender's like, how old are you? And they're like trying to be young and hip, so they order a bunch of drinks and they're like, yeah, let's go. So then they go ham and they're like, yeah, we're they're trying to feel young and shit again. And then the lights come on, like at the bar, and then it's funny because the main character, he's like, closing time, like that like they always play, and he's like yeah we did it. He's talking to his wife, he's like, yeah, we did it. And then the bartender's like, oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that, and he shuts it back off, and he's like, wait, you're not closed yet? And he's like, no dude, it's only 9 o'clock. And they're like, and they look at the time, they're like, oh, because they just went ham, and it's like 9 o'clock. It's like showing their age, like they can't. They can't.
Like last time I went to that one bar here in downtown, Spirits. Me and Andrew went, dude, and we literally felt like the oldest people there, dude.
That's
like
funny.
it just wasn't. It was dude.
It's not the same,
No, dude, and it sucks too, because like unfortunately with age, your tolerance gets higher, right?
Yeah.
Like seeing a bunch of like college students drink, and you could tell you're still keeping up. Like you showed up before they were, but you're still kind of on the same ordering platform. Like the bartender just goes down the list of people, and then, we're in the same drinking range, and they're hammered, and I'm all like, yeah, I'm still fucking sober. You know what I mean?
I know, and they're getting hammered on Trulies and White Claws and shit. It's like,
well, they were doing red stripes and natural naughty ice.
The fuck, red stripes? Damn,
yeah,
bro.
Dude. It's just cheap stuff, though.
Yeah, is red stripe cheap? I don't remember.
From what I can tell, it's not cheap, but it's not expensive either.
Right. And they're like smaller, right? Was it bottles or? Yeah.
No, it's all bottles. Yeah. It was all bottles. But yeah, dude, seeing them, dude. Unfortunately, dude, we kept laughing at this one dude because he was trying so hard to get at this girl, but she wasn't interested, dude. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be the buzz kid, but like, bro.
I know, it's like, stop, bro. Yeah.
The night is still young. You know what I mean?
We've all been there, man. We've all been there.
You're wasting your money, man. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. And at one point, I know he heard us because he looked at us, and we just like,
come on, man. We know. We're trying to help you, man.
Yeah, dude.
Get out, man. Get out. Yeah.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
That's so funny, man.
Yeah. You're always setting yourself up for failure.
Right. But yeah, that that show is just like, it's kind of like almost like a window into like, us now. Like it's more relatable to us. It's so funny. Yeah. But it's like I said, it's not like too far off to where they're like so. It's kind of in between, kind of like where we are right now. It's so funny. But then the show goes where it's something normal supposed to happen, and then every time in the show something crazy just happens, and that's what makes the show so fun and insane. What I want to talk to you about is like a little bit of the Xbox showcase. I know you said you watched the Halo stuff, right?
I watched the Halo and I watched some other stuff. I don't know what it was, but truth be told, nothing really grabbed me where I was like super excited for, Like the only reason I watched the Halo is because this is what I really tuned in to watch, right?
Yeah.
But anything else, I didn't really. At least I didn't see anything that intrigued me. that much.
Right. Right.
You know.
The Halo stuff was cool. I mean, there was a few things I was interested in. I can't quite remember all of them. I'm really interested. I like the fact that it's all going to be on Game Pass though.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
Halo, that's cool. I mean, I'm going to buy that game, but yeah, but
yeah, same.
But I like the Halo stuff was cool. I mean, just seeing it. I mean, it didn't look like super graphically different. I mean, it looks clean and polished.
Actually, to me, it seemed almost a little like cartoonish, almost. Like it wasn't overdone. It just wasn't overdone.
Yeah, and I don't think that's like the complete like I don't know. I don't think it looked amazing.
I think it
looked good. I don't know what else to say. It was just good. I like that. I like the fact they're like okay. Well, here's what I like and a little worried about. It almost looks like they're kind of doing the Gears of War route, like where
which I was thinking the same thing too, man.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you got those objectives, but open world, yeah. Like you can tackle it. But I don't think it's gonna be as. I think it's gonna be more fun. Because you get on a warthog and you're just fucking driving around, and the warthog's more fun than that thing you're on.
Certain maps too, like on some of the Halo games, they're kind of like open world. You know what I mean? Even though they were a little bit more linear, you still had all this open range to do stuff or to explore. You know, but it wasn't like the whole game like that either.
Yeah.
You know, so hopefully it's not the whole game like that. It might be. I just hope they don't really do it like Gears of War 5.
What were you thinking? Please say you were thinking the same thing of like that grappling hook's gonna be annoying as shit in fucking multiplayer, dude. Everyone's gonna be grappling hooking on you and stuff.
My first thought to this is how is multiplayer gonna work?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you're gonna see a bunch of kids web slinging. You know.
I know. I hope it's not too crazy. I think it's gonna have like a cooldown and stuff. I don't think it's gonna be where everyone could keep doing that shit.
Like a recharge thing.
Yeah, and I hope once you
it's just for the game though.
I don't know.
I don't know
because it looks like they're bringing back kind of like Halo 3 stuff, like you saw where they threw that shield,
the shield and
thing
stuff,
and all that stuff,
cool.
And you know,
which I was kind of worried because even in was it Halo 4 they had that, right? Or am I tripping? Where they had they still had some of the like Halo 4 was like or something. I don't
weren't they bringing like the abilities, like the ground pound and the jetpack and all that?
Yeah. I think.
So, yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know. But I hope that's just not too much of it though, because it kind of takes away from what Halo is.
Yeah.
Sense, you know.
Exactly.
So that's. I think those are my concerns a little. It's cool. It's interesting. You know. I like the whole. Even some of those guns look interesting as hell. Like that weird revolver thing, shotgun revolver thing that they have, whatever it is.
Oh,
looked getting dope.
No, yeah, that looked like a revolver. I thought like a big ass revolver with a huge mag on it or something.
Yeah. So I guess what was it? Like it seemed to me like a DMR, like fully automatic DMR. You know,
which one?
The rifle. I don't know what it was.
Right, it looked like a mix between a DMR and like it looked like the BR and the DMR.
Yeah,
it's weird, right?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I like that new like shotgun look.
Yeah,
like it brought back the whole. It almost looked automatic.
Yeah, like the actual like new
like an actual automatic fucking shotgun.
More tactical look to it.
Yeah, with the big fucking, you know, you have the huge
fucking drum mags.
Yeah, whatever. It looks cool, man. It looks it looked pretty sick. That, and then there's one that's interests me that's actually going to drop tomorrow that I want to check out. It's called Grounded, and it's like taking the whole survival thing and mixing Honey I Shrunk the Kids. So you play as kids and you're literally in like the backyard and you gotta survive. Cool. And you gotta build like your fucking house out of like the big tall grass, and like you can get taken away by ants, and like the little trailer for it was hilarious. It was like you and your friends can team up and help each other. And then it's like, or run away or leave them behind, and it shows like one of the kids getting dragged by a fucking ant and the dude's like just dipping out because it's multiplayer. It's multiplayer. It's like 4 players or something, so you guys can build like a small ass community in this like huge world or whatever. I think that's pretty badass. Yeah, that was cool. But yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, and I did again. I like the fact that everything's going to be upgradable when you get the new Xbox.
Yeah.
So
which I'm already saving up for it. I'm already saving.
I know, man. Yeah. I know. That's what I'm saying. I can't wait.
Yeah. Chances are I'm probably not gonna be playing it like crazy.
You're gonna have to pre-order that shit.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna pre-order that shit. I'm gonna get ready to pre-order it. Yeah. And then if you want, I think what I heard is that you could do the trade-in option, trade in your Xbox thing for the newer one. Like they're doing
I
like
don't
the
think I want
upgrade
to do
option.
that either.
No,
I like to keep my stuff.
I might trade one of them in. I don't know. I have two.
Well, you have like 4. Yeah.
No, I have 4. Yeah, I wish 4 for every room, bitch. No, nah. I might. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah. Real quick, I do want to talk to you a little bit about what I saw. I've was kind of keeping up with the Comic-Con stuff. It was like a lot of stuff. Like that they showed. I mean, it was like 8 hours of like live content.
Yeah.
And that was cool. Like they were getting panels and stuff together. Like that was cool. And it was just all Zoom.
The
it was all
Walking
Zoom
Dead
stuff
too. Yeah, I know they were doing this Walking Dead one.
Do you know they're doing like another Speaking of that, I
Yeah,
didn't really
another
listen to
series. There was like another series, right?
It's
Like
about
it's still the
finding
Walking
the cure. It's
Dead.
about
Yeah, or
finding the
something.
cure.
I thought that's what the Walking Dead was about.
I don't know.
I stopped watching it. I mean, dude, one of the things because I did like I said, I was kind of looking at everything a little.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I was like shocked, like, has it really been 10 years? Like, Jesus, I remember watching the first season and nobody was watching it.
Right.
You know, and that's one of the things I liked about Cool. Nobody could just talk about it.
That's what I'm saying. I saw the premiere and everything when it came out. I was like, this is a cool fucking comic zombie show that like, but you know, I guess it's a little like, you know, bad that we try to be like, this is ours, and then like everyone catches on. But that's what the way with everything with good shows.
Yeah, which is true.
You know, with good shows.
But I don't think necessarily that bugs me so much. It bugs me that no matter where I went, somebody was talking about it. I'm like, dude, Jesus Christ. I don't have to watch an episode because I'm going to find out tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just only watched that first season and like I didn't have a chance to continue. And then by then it was too late, you know.
I watched 2 seasons and then I just couldn't take anybody else talking about it.
Right. But it's weird because I think the main Walking Dead was kind of just about surviving, right? And then the new one, The Fear, wasn't that kind of like the beginning of it?
How it started, yeah.
And then this one's like supposed to be like, I guess, the finding the cure amongst it all, like trying to, maybe it's the end, like toward like this will be like the cure toward the, I don't know. It's interesting, but
so is it the same timeline as The Walking Dead?
I don't.
You know,
I don't know. I didn't really.
Well, all this is grabbing. This is going on over here.
There's so many other things I like rather watch that I skipped. That was one that I skipped. But one was the Constantine panel, and it was like the anniversary for Constantine, and I was like, and they were like, it was great, man, because they had the director and everything for Constantine. It had, of course, you know, Keanu and all that, and they were just talking about this movie, and of course, dude, we were not crazy. Like when I was watching this, I'm like, holy shit, me and Miguel were not fucking crazy, because it was like me and Chico got it right. Like, because I for a second when we like, I always thought it was weird that you and me like this movie. We're like, this movie is actually awesome. Like it's really good.
Dope, dude.
And it didn't do so good in the theaters when it came out, right?
It just didn't get any hype. It's still, I don't think it got the hype it deserves.
No,
dude.
But afterwards, right? It was kind of like what we've come to find out, like a lot of these movies.
Later.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, we're not crazy. Like this movie is actually good. And to me, don't you think like this is kind of like the first like successful, like kind of like comic book movie that was actually good, but that was like so far off the like actual material?
It was
like not anything like
at all. I mean, look at Keanu. Keanu was playing Constantine, for God's sakes. You know what I mean? Like it's not even. It's so different than what the actual source material is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like, and it did so. In my opinion, dude, and it touched subjects. You know, Papa Midnight on there, the cockroach monster demon thing. You know, it touched so much on the comics, but just a little bit, just a dab of stuff. Yeah. Right. And I think it was just so good, dude.
No,
like I thought it was dope, dude. Like even like the twist ending when they got Lucifer involved in it and shit. You know what I mean?
Oh, he was a good Lucifer. Oh, that act, I see him in everything.
Dope.
I see him in everything.
He's always playing that creepo. He's always like, was it 8mm?
It's Peter Stormare, man. He's just always like he's a good villain, man. Anything you see him in, you know. Yeah. But he looked so awesome looking. I liked the whole look of the movie too. Like the movie just
it didn't try hard.
Good.
If that makes any sense. I don't think it tried hard. They didn't try to make John Constantine look like John Constantine. It was just Keanu Reeves. Well, he didn't even have a trench coat. He just had a suit.
Yeah, well, like the thing is, like, when I was watching it, like, because they like looked at things like that. They were like looking at like, okay, maybe we should do, you know, like let's like, should we maybe like have him like look exactly like
Yeah,
the character,
I looked at some of the bonus features and stuff like that.
because the director, you know, he was a music like video director.
Yeah, yeah. Which a lot of these directors that come
Like,
from
and he jumped in
try to
and
do these dark movies like
yeah,
this.
and you know what? One thing I respected about what he said, and that made me respect him more, was like he was like, everyone expected me to be like, because of my music videos, because he did some pretty good like music videos. He was like, a lot of them expected me to just be about the style and like all this, the look of it and stuff. And he's like, man, but I was like, I knew that's what they expected me, but I really just was focused on the characters and the story. He's like, I wanted to focus on character stories while everyone expected me for the style. I wasn't focused on that, and that was like something he had to prove. He wanted to prove that he was more than just like a flash director. Like, he wanted a good story, and
Good
I was
for
like,
him.
that's awesome. Like, right?
That's one of David Fincher's biggest regrets, dude. When he first came out and did Aliens 3, he did it the way the studio wanted him to make it. What the way, you know what I mean? Because same deal, he came from music videos, and his biggest regret is Aliens 3. You know, which is, I mean, also probably the worst one.
I know. You know. I think I've only saw it once when I was young, and I was
that's
just
like, dude.
Pissed off.
Like I think the concept is cool, but they did it wrong.
Yeah,
like a fucking prison planet thing and stuff.
It was interesting, and then you know, you're gonna kill off like the main star because like I don't know.
It just went off, and I don't know what to try to do.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Same
deal. Like we're going back to him. Like, to me, dude, that's so much respect. Because that's like I said, like Devin Fincher, like he does classes, and that's one thing he does. He just don't do what people expect you to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Dude,
I know.
That's awesome, dude.
And it's so cool. And like another thing, he was like, they actually did it where they were. I think, I don't know if I can't remember if he said they actually did like the test shoots with Keanu with the brown trench coat and stuff, but they just went with a different look. And it was funny because Keanu was the one, because they actually asked him if like Keanu, if like, so did you ever think about doing the British like accent and then the blonde hair? And he was like, no.
Yeah,
I mean, it
wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit. It absolutely would not.
Well, we already know his accent for like fucking Bram Stoker wasn't that great. So but it was more like in Keanu Reeves' hands, because like, you know, he's the one that in his contract he had it that he wanted LA. Like, he wanted the LA setting, and I heard it's hard to do. Dude. Yeah, it's like really hard to do. I thought it was good.
Like, I thought it was a good setting for Constantine.
Yeah, and the director said he was looking at. They asked him what kind of movies he was looking at as like inspiration. Was he looking at like supernatural, like horror? And he was like, no, I was actually looking at more noir films and stuff. And that's why the LA
because it's a detective
matches
thing.
that shit.
It's a detective thing. It's because a lot of people don't. I think. Because the show was good. Don't get me wrong, the show was good, but
I love the show, man.
I don't think it did a great, huge job in the way some of these comics were. It is a noir like feel to me. Right. It's a detective thing. You try to find out what demon this is, and stuff like that, and why it's doing that, and stuff like that. Dude.
Right.
The whole movie, he's trying to investigate what's going on. He knows something's going on, but he just doesn't know what. Right.
Right.
That's how he goes into the church. He meets Rachel Weisz or whatever. Finds out he's got a twin, and what all that crap's happening.
And yes, and the cool thing about that too was it was weird because they said like some of the lines wouldn't have worked if it wasn't like Keanu like saying it and stuff, because it was like they talked about that one scene when he was like with the cat, and he was saying that I can't remember. They played the clip, but I couldn't like remember, like I didn't know which line they were talking about that he said. They said that just it was like the line that he says when he's holding the cat is so out of place, but because of like how kind of macabre like that whole scene was where he was looking at the cat and all that stuff, like it just fit. Yeah, and I was like, that's pretty badass. And then the hell scene, like when he's in hell, they said that like originally it was just supposed to be kind of like a black void, and he was like he didn't want that. He said he like kind of looked at it like hell, you know how they always say hell on earth. It was kind of
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
like
which I thought that
wherever
was really
was
cool.
like the
Yeah,
mirror opposite. So like there is
yeah,
a hell LA, there is like a hell like Australia, there is like, you know,
yeah,
everything is
yeah.
just the opposite. It's just hell. And I was
It's a
like,
living hell here. Like Earth
yeah,
is hell, but
yeah,
different, like say dimension or
yeah,
something. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. I was like
I thought
that.
that was
That was
cool
like
as
one
hell,
of the
dude.
coolest scenes too, man.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
that.
what that dude? What that whole trip was split second. You know, as she shut the door and opened it
Yeah.
back up, that's him going to hell and back.
Yeah, and again, another respect to what the director said was he was like, um, he always, you know, he always thought like, you know, when the whole thing of like how when you're in hell it feels like an eternity. He's like he wanted everyone to feel like, you know, like when Keanu was in there for a while, it was only like half a second or a second
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
real world. So kind of like what you would feel like you were in hell for like days. It was only
Well,
barely
that's
a
cool. That's
minute.
actually one of the interesting concepts of what Dick in the movie, where he was talking about 8 minutes is a lifetime in hell for him. And that's why he's doing what he does, not to go back.
Oh yeah,
You
'cause
know?
in the
Yeah.
movie he like when he did the suicide thing, he was in there like dead for what like 8 to 10 minutes
So
or
it's
something
something
like that.
I don't remember
And
exactly. Don't quote me, but it is
right.
something.
Yeah, and it
Where
felt
I remember
like,
he did something like certain amount of time is a lifetime in hell.
yeah, that's
Enough
crazy.
for me.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
it's
he
just
said,
so
yeah.
weird. Like I said, this movie was like, I mean, it had the elements of like it had some really key figures and some good elements of Constantine and Hellblazer,
Oh, yeah,
but it
there's
was
all
just so
the
like its
tattoo
own
thing,
thing.
dude.
It was so its own thing. It was just
Yeah.
so crazy. And the funny, you know what the funny thing is? It's really kind of it was funny because the director was just like kind of like
Francis Lawrence.
Francis
Right?
Lawrence. Yes,
Yeah,
he was.
yeah.
He was just
I am Legend.
exactly. Yes, I Am Legend.
Yeah.
I like I Am Legend for what it was. It wasn't like the best movie, but I liked a lot of the themes and stuff. Like some
I
of
also
the
I think
tense
it really,
moments were like
it really
crazy.
ages well.
Yeah,
I think so.
the tense moments were pretty crucial and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
I think 10 years from now it's still gonna be relevant. I think it's still
hmm.
gonna be talked about the same way kind of we're doing it now. It's still gonna be in the subject.
I'm surprised I haven't seen anything on the internet where it's like, you know how they always do those things where like they have a word over like a face of something and then it's like showing the movie, but it's like. So I'm surprised I haven't seen like the monster with like COVID on its head and chasing
Oh
Will
yeah.
Smith or some shit. I'm surprised I haven't seen that.
Uh,
But no, what the director was saying was funny. He was like, we followed the studio's like guidelines to a T to keep it PG-13 because he was like they wouldn't let it be an R rating because they wouldn't release it because of all the budget because he wanted that big budget, so they're like, well, you have to keep it PG. So he said he followed all the guidelines and shit, and because of how like the intense moments or like the real like thrill kind of scary moments of it, they still gave it a rated R. And he was mad because he was like, he's like, we made this to be PG-13 and they still gave it a rated R rating because it was very horror like. He's like, yeah, and he was, yeah, exactly. He's like, if I would have known they were gonna give it a rated R rating anyways, I wouldn't have held back on some shit. So could you imagine if he was allowed to like?
But I also like that. I also like that, dude. Like especially the opening scene, the exorcism scene. Was,
no, that
to
shit
me,
was crazy.
fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
And to this day, I think that's one of the best exorcism scenes ever. You know, John Constantine asshole. You know, that shit was fucking dope. Traps him in the mirror and all that. That was to me one of the coolest scenes, dude. Even that demon bug thing was cool, which is actually an actual one of the Hellblazer series. He's actually one of the main demons.
Oh, in the beginning you're talking about?
No, it's like midway because you know the one he gets run over.
Oh, what happened with the priest?
No. It's like a bug demon. Like
I don't
he was
remember.
like, it's like in the middle. It's like a random fight scene. He's out in the street and a bug demon thing attacks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's like it's only like not even 5 minutes long, right? But that demon is, I think it's really cool that they even put it in there because the Hellblazer series, it's actually a big deal. You know what I mean? That's I think a little homage to that.
Oh.
But if they wouldn't have what you just said to me makes me wonder like what else it could have done with it if it wasn't. You know what I mean? If he was going for that rated R anyways.
Oh man, it would have been some crazy. I think we saw more hell shit. I think we would have seen more craziness with it. But they were talking about like a sequel and they had some plans that they were hoping to do like more tackle more with the sequel, but like I don't know, man. I just wish now because they would want to do like a rated R thing. What would you like to see like if they did like like a actual bring it like do a sequel now, or do you think
Well, I
it's
wouldn't
just
think.
it's kind of good for what it was then?
I think for what is good, like I think the movie's still good. I
it
wouldn't
holds
think.
up,
Like,
man.
I don't think it should. They should try to push the limits either. I think they should do what they did, but with a little bit more freedom. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like, I
Would
think
you want a sequel?
another. Oh, absolutely! I absolutely want to see.
I don't know because it almost like I mean it would be nice to see like I don't know about now. Like I wish they would have if it was as
Well, I think
more
more people now
popular.
too are like, especially when it came out, nobody knew it was a cop.
Right. I would like I wouldn't mind it back then, but like now I don't know because it almost seemed like the movie kind of like
But
it kind
also,
of ran through.
I would rather also, which it kind of did. I know what
You know what I mean? Because it went to
Yeah,
begin
yeah.
to end, like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing through the comics. Like
Yeah,
it went
just through the series. So the end of his series, that's how it ends.
because like in the
You know what I
beginning,
mean?
like because it almost seemed like they took like Keanu already toward the end of his run in the comics. Like they took like kind of that hint that like
That
already
Full in the
arc,
devil to
like
giving
that
him life
arc
again.
thing.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
arc.
Which is how the series ends, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which I do see your point in that too. The only thing, if I get if you get a sequel, I don't want it to be touched to anything else. I want it to be its own thing. But I mean, technically, the way they did it, it's its own thing. I don't think they should try to touch it up to anything what they're doing in DC universe. You know, I want it to stay there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't want the Dark Justice League to touch this at all.
No,
dude.
but you know what would be kind of cool. Like, I mean, I think that LA is a good aesthetic for it, so it wouldn't work my idea because I think LA is like a big part of that. Of that movie, but it would be kind of cool to see him investigate like a smaller town, and it would be like kind of just have like a team with him and like a horror kind of mashup with him and Swamp Thing because they're so related to each other. Like he was introduced in Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing is kind of horror. I wouldn't mind it just be like a Swamp Thing, Constantine horror sequel, but it's just contained. Like it's not related to DC. It just would be like its own.
Yeah.
Like that.
Something like that would be cool. Something that would be a little cool.
It would. I would be cool, but like again, I don't know. Like you said, because it's like what now he finally is like stopped smoking. He's good again. It's like we're gonna have like a sequel where he starts smoking and he feels like shit, like miserable again. I mean, I don't know.
He changed his ways. That's another thing that made it good, dude. You know, he gave no fucks because he was on his way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And now he kind of like changed. I think he kind of grew in the end of that movie. And so I don't know how a sequel will work. And then I was watching like some of the IGN commentators like talking about like, oh, it would be cool to see like, long haired Constantine, like pretty much what Keanu looks like now. And I'm just like, I don't want to see that either. Like I don't want him to
fucking Chris Angel over here. Dude.
Yeah, I don't want him to look like John Wick, but like
yeah.
Again, like if you're gonna do Constantine, at least like kind of go back to what he was.
Because he did his own thing, dude. Like he doesn't really. He kind of has this John Constantine essence there, but it's his own thing, dude. And he did it so well. Like they did the movie so well.
I know
it's its own fucking thing. They literally took something and didn't really do it the way the comics were, but they did so good.
Yeah, they paid respects to it, but like
they did so good.
That's why I said this is like the only like comic book movie that I like that's so far from the like material that's
everything
good.
else, dude.
That's
You're
so
right.
good.
This is the only thing that's actually.
It's like good.
And it never got any hype, dude. It never blew up
until recently, and now they're doing an anniversary thing. And going back to like the Comic-Con thing, before that they did the Bill and Ted one, so they had him back. And the director who did the one who's I think it's the director or writer. I think it's director. He did why did I go blank? I had it in my head. He did a movie that we liked that he's the one helming this Bill and Ted, so I know it's going to be good. Let me look it up. But did you see the newer trailer for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you think about it? Like did we talk about that last time? I think we might have.
We talked about the teaser. We talked about the teaser.
Oh, but we didn't talk about the newer one, right?
No.
I think it's awesome because it shows more about the kids and stuff.
I'm gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Like I've waited this long.
And it's coming to VOD too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it'll come on VOD September, but they're still going to try to launch it on. They're still going to try to launch it in the theater, but they're also going to just drop it on VOD. Oh, Duh, that's why. He also directed fucking Galaxy Quest. So I know this
Oh
movie's
yeah.
gonna be
Oh
good,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
I know, and they had a sale on Voodoo that I went and
Oh
bought
yeah. Did you get it?
Galaxy Quest. Oh fuck yeah!
Yeah.
And I watched it last night too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
bought it last night. I watched it. It's so good. It holds up so well,
It's
man.
on HBO Max. I put it on not too
Oh,
long
is
ago.
Galaxy Quest on HBO Max? Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
I put it on not too long ago.
Oh my
Was
god.
it HBO Max or Prime? I don't remember exactly, but I watched it not too long ago. Within a
Yeah.
month, I watched it. Yeah.
Was
It was like
Never Give Up, Never Surrender? It's like
I was never like a huge fan of it, but I always liked it too. You know. So, like you said, I think it ages really well too. It's still the same. Same deal with Evolution. It's not amazing, but I still like it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know
But
what
I think
mean?
I like Evolution too. But I think Galaxy Quest holds up more.
I think that's.
I think
it
it's like
does,
one of Alan Rickman's like best performances.
Mm-hmm.
Because he plays as like the moody kind of like actor, but it
Yeah,
was funny
yeah.
because there was like some moments where
Plays the robot from
yeah, he always plays that macabre kind of role
Yeah,
or villain.
yeah.
But he like in Galaxy Quest, it's kind of like you actually see him smiling, you actually see him like in these moments where he has these
It's more of a
smiles. It's
character.
so yeah, it's kind of like I could see Alan Rickman kind of being like that, and like that's how he is in
real
real
life.
life.
Yeah.
Not so kind of thing. But dude, that movie's so good. It still holds up. So I have so much faith in Bill and Ted 3 because of that director. And on top of that, I mean, I don't know, you could take it or leave it, but Kevin Smith was running the panel, and he got to watch the movie, and he was hyping it up. But sometimes Kevin Smith hypes up movies that aren't like that good. He's like, it's so good, man. So I love Kevin Smith.
Sometimes,
but dude, sometimes
he hypes them up way too much.
Yeah.
Which is like, I also get it, dude. Especially at the moment, dude. You kind of get, because what reminds me of a lot is when you and I want to watch Fantastic Four 2 in theaters. You and I were like, okay.
Yeah.
Right? But there's got that one dude right down the couple miles from us, just overhyped, over enjoying what the movie is.
Yeah.
Right? And to us, it really wasn't that great. But that's what that Kevin Smith reminds me of him sometimes. It's just, he's just in the moment.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And we all kind of get in that moment too sometimes. Like, I think I wouldn't say I like loved like Green Lantern when I first saw it in theater, but I liked it when I first
You
saw it
didn't
because
see the worst thing.
I did because it was Green Lantern finally coming to the
Yeah,
screen, and
yeah.
I liked that. But then when you kind of like watch it again, like later on or whatever, you kind of realize like I don't know, this is not a good movie. Yeah, it's a real bad movie. So I mean, it just happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It just doesn't like the first time you get that excitement. When like you said, it's the first time something like this is in a big screen or whatever, right? Like to me, especially like Bill and Ted 3, it's the first time we get to like in our lifetime to get to watch it, like say in theater or a brand new one. The same way we went to watch like Force Awakens, you know what I mean? Like a legit Star Wars sequel, not just the prequel stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like that feel.
The trailer was cool because it was like they actually talked about it in the panel too, which I like was already thinking that it wasn't like the whole like where you seem like that whole like they always do in movies where it's like, okay, you get the fathers and like they don't like get along with their kids because the kids think their parents are dumb, but like here it does the opposite where they actually love their parents, you know what I mean? It's just like, and it's almost like the kids, from what I took from the trailer, the kids are doing what they did in the first movie, like getting all the musicians from the past, and then like Keanu Reeves and they're going and doing their own separate adventure, like doing an all new adventure kind of thing. So it's I think this movie's gonna be great, man.
Dude, I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's just gonna be fun, dude. Don't get me wrong, I ain't gonna be no like Dumb and Dumber or Greatest, comedy movie or whatever. But I think it's still gonna be entertainment. I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I hope so. But yeah, what let's talk about some of this stuff. One big thing, another one I want to talk to you about is the fact that Beavis and Butthead is returning
again.
The TV again. Did you watch the newer one that
I watched some of
in
the
early
stuff,
2000s?
Yeah, I watched some of it.
I don't know. It just didn't have that same.
Huge.
It didn't do that same.
It didn't to me. To me, it was the same thing. It's just newer music videos.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
And don't get me wrong, dude. Like, I do think they were especially for the time, we didn't have anything like that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now we got like Family Guy. Yeah, regular show. We got all kinds of Rick and Morty. We got different types of like comedic adult cartoons.
Yeah.
You know.
But it was
so I
like,
don't think they will fit in.
no, because they weren't really like, it wasn't like adult. It was almost like aimed more toward like the teenagers at the time. Because that shit was funny when we were like teenagers, but it doesn't really age with you. I mean, other than like, I still love Beavis and Butthead Coming to America.
Do America?
Do America, yeah, Coming to America, Do America, and I like I like that movie, but it was more because nostalgic too, because all those jokes are old school. And like when you watch the older shows, it's all like, but it's not like add anything new. Do you think like, what do you think they can do different to like, or do you think they're just gonna aim for like a new generation, you know, rather than just appeal to us? You know,
I'm not even too sure. Like, the truth be told, I don't really understand why they were bringing it back. You know what I mean? Like, even I forgot his name, dude, but he's had more success away from Beavis and Butthead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's got King of the Hill. He's did Silicon Valley and stuff, right? He's done a few movies too.
Yeah.
You know, so
I think King of the Hill should come back over Beavis and Butthead if you're really going to bring a series back.
Yeah, yeah. Surprisingly, I want to say that's the greatest show ever, but dude, I actually enjoyed
King of the Hill is great, man.
I watched more King of the Hill than I did.
And it's like, I don't relate to it at all because it's kind of more like Texas country, but it's just something about it is just so funny because I think, because he's so like one note. And it's just
it's like one-sided sort of deal.
Yeah,
dude.
but it's just like everyone else around him is like just kind of crazy. It's kind of, I don't know. It's so funny. But like when I'm reading this article, it's weird because it's saying, okay, so tell me if this is gonna work for you or not, because I'm getting even more nervous about it. It says it's not just a relaunch. They said it is a reimagining along with new spin-offs and specials. The show will see the pair entering a whole new Gen Z world. The network says that the series will include meta themes relatable to both new and old fans, Gen X parents and their Gen Z kids. Maybe this time around the two will make fun of TikTok videos.
So it's nowadays, like they're teenagers, like say people barely going into high school.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if it's just them, like they tried doing it, or maybe like you said, if it's a reimagining, how can they have their personality be?
I mean, straight off the bat, those mentally challenged kids. You know?
I know.
The classroom isn't just a regular. I mean, you know, the class they went to was.
But they can't even say like certain shit like they used to. Like, is they gonna comment on that? Like,
there is. I'm not gonna lie. There is that curiosity of certain things. How are you gonna touch certain subjects and stuff like that? But.
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think, like, you could do Daria again. Like, I think it's just so into that, like, 90s culture, you know?
Did you ever watch that one about the big brain? Like, people living
I love that show, man. I watched it. Came right after Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, what was it called?
It was the dude who had the alien living in his head. Yeah, because, like, the world was invaded by those ones, but that one was good or something. It was, like, a team of, like, freaks that they were fighting. What was that, man?
I don't remember what it was, dude. I don't. I just randomly popped into mind because the same deal, like you said, it came right after Beavis and Butthead, and I actually enjoyed that one more than I did Beavis and Butthead.
Let me see. I'm looking up cartoon MTV shows and see if it's
Same deal with
there you
Daria.
go. It's just called The Head. It's just called The Head.
Yeah.
1994. Yes, dude. Oh, you know what? You can actually watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was created by Eric Fogel. I love that show. That show was just so fucking weird, man.
Even as a kid, I thought it was the weirdest shit, but I would rather watch that than I would even watch Daria more than Beavis and Butthead, truth be told.
Yeah, Daria had a little more substance to it. Oh, and also remember Clone High? I heard they're bringing that back. Clone High was where they took like it was a show where they cloned like historical figures, and they just cloned them and had them grow up in our time, and it was just them in high school. So like the main character was like Abe Lincoln, but like a young Abe Lincoln growing up now. Yeah. In high school. Yeah, it was actually a funny show. Shit. Well, yeah, it was crazy, and they had like Joan of Arc was like the girl he was trying to get with, and shit like that. It was, like, dude, it's hilarious. Like, imagine if they were cloned, they grew up in our time. Like, that was the premise. And, and they acted nothing like their counterparts, but they know. Like, the show was like, he knows of like he's cloned from Abe Lincoln, so it was like about that whole. I'm Lincoln. Dude, me and Frank were talking about that. I saw him last week, and we
You
were
finally
like,
want to visit?
yeah. And we were drinking. We watched that episode. We just keep talking about that shit. It's just so funny.
It's a classic. It's a classic, dude.
So that dude got
Nobody's
so
seen
trashed.
it. You should go watch it.
I know you have to. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, you guys need to, if you haven't seen Constantine, you need to go watch Constantine and shit. Like that's like, if you haven't seen that movie, it's fucking good. If you like Keanu Reeves too, it's really good. But yeah. Just speaking of like some crazy series they're bringing back. Real quick, the fact that they finally got the new Batwoman cast, I think is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how are they doing it? It's just like
I don't know.
Like pretend that it's the same person.
No, I don't. It's like, hey, George.
Hey, Barbara. yeah. It was that
curve.
Yeah.
No, I don't know how. I think it's a different character, but like I think the actress name is Javicia. I'm sorry if I say this wrong. Javicia Leslie or Javicia Leslie. I don't know what her actual, like if it's like I'm not familiar with Batwoman like comics.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like if there was another Batwoman that took over at one point. But I think I'm trying to see if let me see. Let's see if they have her. I think they have her character's name on here. I mean, she's gorgeous, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not seeing it. It's just saying she's the new Batwoman lead. I think they said her name at one point, but I don't think I looked at. I didn't see what the name was at the moment. But I mean, either or, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do it. I mean, is like the main character, she like Ruby Rose's character, gonna go missing also like Batman?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know how that's gonna work. Just all of a sudden, she's just somebody new. I don't know.
Yeah. Which is it's happened before. Sometimes people don't notice it. Doesn't necessarily happen with the main character either, but.
Exactly.
You know what? Worse things have happened too, though.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. But yeah, let's talk about this. What I'm really excited about is this, which I can't believe they're doing, is the Fallout series. Like, what? Fallout the game is having a series on Amazon, and it's made by the Westworld creators. Like, what?
So here, the concept from Fallout, right? Each game is like a different universe. Or is it like a different?
No, it's like different
timeline, right?
Like the recent, not the one that just came up, but the one before takes place in West Virginia. It's like the very beginning. It's like of like the bomb, like they come out of the shelters for the first time. Like that was that premise. But I think like Fallout 4 is like just another like way after like people have already been like coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It's so like different Fallout shelters in different time periods. Like they come out. Yeah.
So it'd be like that too. I mean, technically, Westworld sort of like that, I guess you could say.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so it was just every season is a different time frame.
Yeah. I guess I don't know, but what do you think about that? Now you watched Westworld 1, like first season, Westworld the first season. What do you think about? Do you think they could tackle this like Fallout series? Have you played any of the Fallout series?
No. It just seemed like it was. It seemed like it's really, really, really effing time consuming for me. Too time consuming for me. You know. Mm-hmm. You know me. I don't really dig into games where I'm gonna be able to play them 6 months from now and stuff like that.
Right,
you know?
Right.
Or still playing 6 months from now, I'm not finishing the story. Is the biggest pet peeve of mine.
Well, yeah, these big open worlds. I mean, they just make it bigger and bigger.
Yeah. Like for me, when I did like Red Dead Redemption, I did some of the side quest stuff, but really, I tackled the story. That was my main goal, was tackling the story. You know.
Right.
So Fallout just seemed like it was a bunch of side missions. Well, I don't know. But I could be wrong though. Like I said, I've never played them. So
yeah, I would like.
And then,
to...
like on top of that, dude, like I keep hearing about all kinds of glitches on those. You know, like
that's the one thing that gets me. I talked to Frank, and Frank still didn't really answer the question. When
like, people just let them slide, right? And I get it, and I get it.
I don't get it because the
game is to be so good that you got glitches, right? But then, like, you got this dude.
Oh, you're talking about that's good when you're fucking far in a game, or you finally didn't save like for 2 hours, and there's some stupid glitch. You fall through the ground, and then you have to restart back.
The game is so good that they're letting you let that slide. Right?
That's fucking bullshit. Yeah, I ain't letting that slide where I play 2 hours and I fall through the ground and I have to restart. Like, what the fuck?
I've never done it, dude. I've never done it. I'm like, all right, if something like that happens, I'm putting it down.
That's what I'm saying, but I don't get how people.
But like the thing is, like how
slide. But nobody can tell me why they let that slide. Like I don't know, like, game is that good.
Like I forgot who said it, man. I don't remember the dude. The Japanese, one of the Nintendo dudes said, like, I'd rather release it late than release it undone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
so, which I'm excited when they hold that
premise, and at least from my understanding, a lot of the games are like that. They're like that. They'd rather push a date than release a game that's crap.
I feel like they're doing that more now, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like Cyberpunk, the Cyberpunk game is like they keep pushing it back more, and it's like, all right, cool, make it fucking beast.
That's what I would
make my
$60
worth it. You know?
Yeah, that's what I would rather have, dude. At least, dude. Yeah. I'd rather not like you said, dude. Something like that happens to me, I wouldn't do it. But like, you know, I don't know how good the game is. You know, for me to be able to forgive something like that.
I mean, I didn't jump on the Fallout train. Like, I just, when 4 came out, I was like, you know, this will be the first Fallout game I play. Let me try it, because I heard Frank liked it so much. I was like, all right, let me try it. And it was like cool, like it was interesting, but I don't know. Like I said, like you said, some people like, or maybe they're used to it and they can forgive certain things. There's some things like when shit like the glitches would happen or whatever, and like the whole kind of walking around and having to like grind and stuff. I don't know, it was weird. It's just, it wasn't for me. But then I'm playing a game, Outer Worlds, which is also a Game Pass, by the way, which is pretty fun. It's like that same kind of premise, open world. You make your character, you decide what you want to do, but it's in space. I like that game way more, like way better. I have more fun, but maybe because I'm more into the sci-fi than the post-apocalyptic stuff, maybe that's why I gravitate to that game more. But this series is like, you know, I don't know, because you're like, when you play Fallout, you create your own character, you're your own story. So I don't know, like how Mass Effect sort of deal. Well, yeah, Mass Effect, yeah, but you're kind of playing as Shepard, right? But here, like, you're your own, like, hey, I'm gonna make me. I'm gonna make him look like me. These nuts. Yeah. These nuts. How are you? You know, that's me. But like, they're gonna have to have like an actual. You don't do that, so you think people can get like as invested, you know, in this, you know, show, like they would like the game, because you know it's not really, they're not watching themselves in the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I first played my Mass Effect, I tried to make my character look like me. And then as I'm playing, I'm like, dude, this dude looks nothing like me.
I don't know, man.
I think the character looked so bad, dude.
Yeah.
That like it didn't look nothing like me. And it just looks so off, dude. Like nobody would ever put this dude in the game.
Right. No, there's one thing I think I'm good at, and that's like creating characters that like I'm pretty good at making them look like, I think, pretty decent like me. So I'm always creating something. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And you know what's hilarious? It's like so true. Like now, the more intricate they get with the creating, like what you can do, it's like I'll spend hours just not even starting the game, just trying to make my character. Yeah, it's
well, up to this day, I tell everybody too, that Def Jam character you made of me. You made me in Def Jam. That's the closest.
Oh, like, wasn't that good, dude? That took me a long time, man. Even though it wasn't like as good, like all the features, it wasn't as like,
but it was the closest thing.
Remember, I made Matt. I made you.
Yeah,
Stinkins.
Yeah.
I made Andrew. I made that shit, dude. That game was awesome. I wish they would have. I didn't like that. I played the demo for the more recent one that they had. That sequel after that was like nothing like the original. That wasn't that good, but I wish they would bring that game back. That game was awesome.
Like more of a traditional one, like that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Just straight brawling with just rappers and shit. Like, dude, imagine Post Malone like in a. That'd be hilarious. Or Post Limon. He's Post Limon now. He upgraded.
Is it really?
No, have you seen the Doritos commercial?
Yeah.
That was Doritos. It was Doritos.
Is it Doritos? I thought it was the Bud Light one.
No, it was Doritos.
Man. It's gonna be a little Uzi for me all day, cut.
But yeah, it'll be interesting. That I think this will do. I mean, I'm gonna check it out. I mean, Amazon, when they don't have a lot of shows, but when they do, their shows that they do have are really good.
Yeah, I haven't watched any.
They put money.
Well, The Boys. I'll take that back. I'll watch The
Boys. I'm telling you, man, Marvelous Mrs. Maisel was so good, man.
Yeah. I started watching the other one, the Nazi one, the Hunters.
Oh, I heard the twist on that. Got pissed a lot of people off.
I don't know how many episodes.
I got ruined on what the twist was, by the way. So
I'm at episode 8, and I just never picked it up again.
How many episodes? 10?
I have no idea, dude. I'm assuming it's 10.
You need to get to that twist because I need to know how you feel about it.
I'm like, well, I would tell you it's not good enough for me to finish it.
Yeah.
At least from what I'm getting to it, it just lost its appeal to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
One of the reasons I even got Prime was to start watching that Jack Ryan thing, and I haven't even done it.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna be happy because this is gonna be coming out for that, and you're gonna get Lord of the Rings. I think Lord of the Rings might be good because they're gonna go all out budget with that.
Like the series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna be like a prequel or no? Is it a prequel or after? I can't remember. It might be after. I don't remember. But there's some news that they're gonna put a lot of money into that. So
yeah. I've been wanting to watch that one. The one with Orlando Bloom and the chick from whatever. I don't know. It looks interesting. I don't know. Like I said, it's got that detective feel to it. At least it seems like it.
And yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like when they take like fantasy creatures and then like it's like put in like a real world setting kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know. I can't remember, but isn't like one of them like one of the class of like fairy tale creatures are like kind of like labor, like fucking indentured servants or some shit, or
I don't know.
I don't remember. It was some shit like that. Yeah, I find that stuff intriguing. I don't know. It's something about that didn't like. I wasn't completely sold on that. So
yeah,
if you ever check it out,
more than anything, it's curiosity for me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I'm not like I said, I'm not being dragged into it. Like I gotta watch this shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I did start watching the Alienist, which I think.
What the new one?
No, season 1. I think
Hold on. But isn't there two different? Okay, there's one that's right now, right? But isn't that like isn't there an Alienist that's present time? The Alienist is present time, right? And then there's the Alienist that's no, but I think that's like a second. I think it's like a new series, but like a different, like a spin-off. You get what I'm saying? I swear there's an Alienist show that was.
I don't know, dude. As far as I know, it's only this one. But like,
How is that one, by the way?
I'm liking it because it's the same dude that did Wind River and shit.
Oh shit!
That's the only reason I started watching it because I found out that he was involved in it. I was like, "Oh, I gotta watch it." So far I like it. Okay. I like it. It's not amazing, you know what I mean, but I like it.
Yeah.
It's dark as hell, so you gotta be careful with that. It's heavy.
I know, man. I'm trying to like
you gotta be careful.
Chill on my heaviness. Like, there's only so much heavy I can like.
I started watching the Room 104 too. It's a little bit different.
Oh, I want to talk to you about that. They did a panel for that HP Lovecraft Country or whatever, that show coming on HBO. The one that's based off the Lovecraft tales, like, HP Lovecraft. But it's called, remember, I think you and me talked about it a little while ago. It's kind of, okay, it's hard for me because I don't even basically know the premise yet, but it takes, HP Lovecraft with the fucking monsters and the fucking, what's that god everyone's always about? The Cthulhu, HP Lovecraft.
Yeah.
So it's like that shit, but it's kind of like what HBO is like really good at is because when I watched the panel on that because I was very curious about it because it's like HBO is gonna have another fucking hit, man. They're kind of doing what they did with Watchmen, where they're taking like a side you wouldn't like maybe know a lot of information about. You wouldn't know about like for example like the whole Tulsa thing. Or they're taking like another side, like you're getting into like more of the history with like, how the black people were. Like I think this takes place in the 40s. So there was like that segregation. Or maybe not 40s, maybe it's like 50s or something. But it's about the whole segregation. So they're doing what they did with Watchmen, where they're taking that side of things, but they're throwing that HP Lovecraft because it's about, it talks about the Green Book how you know what the Green Book was, right? Not just the movie, but the actual whole
No.
notion. I didn't know this either because I like was watching, but the Green Book was about that the black people used this book, and it was pretty much telling them like where they could go in like the United States that was safe for them. So
For
like
them?
for
Oh,
the
wow.
path. So if they
Uh-huh,
drove down like south or they drove toward the west, like hey, you can go to this bar that's safe for you, kind of like for like the segregation part, or you
uh-huh.
want to take these roads. Like it was shit like that. And like the point of this the show is this guy, he is like one of the people who like writes the directions, or he writes like hey, this is a good spot, or you should take, like he's writing in that Green Book. And it's about like them, I think a couple who lose their daughter and they're looking for her, and they go to this specific place, and then it's like a cult, and then it has to do with like the whole like there's gonna be monsters and shit, like the HP Lovecraft monster type shit. It's supposed to be
Uh-huh.
real trippy, but
Ah,
it seems so good. And it's
that's
HBO,
dope,
man.
dude. The concept is fucking cool. I think
Yeah,
it seems cool to me at least.
yeah, yeah,
Ah,
yeah. So
that's wild, dude.
I know, man. So I'm excited about that show.
Ah,
But yeah. So anyways, yeah, we'll see, man, with these upcoming shows, man, when it comes to like Fallout and you know, I just want to know what like the audience thinks. What do you guys think about? You guys excited about Fallout series finally coming? I mean, are you gonna see the main characters walking and falling through the ground? Are you gonna see random monsters just pop up and disappear? Hey, they got to keep it true to the game, right? I don't know. So yeah, I would like curious about what you all think. Definitely like comments if you're excited, or check it out, because they're still in production. I don't think they have any word on how much. I mean, with this COVID thing, it's gonna be kind of hard, but it's at least it's coming to Amazon, so that's a good thing. I want to quickly touch base about this Ryan Gosling show that's coming on Netflix, The Gray. Did you like look
Chris
at?
Evans and stuff.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
about it. I don't really get it. Like, I don't know what the whole premise, but I do think. How do I explain this?
By the Russo brothers, though. Like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's but like what I'm excited to see both of them together in a film. If that makes any sense.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To me, it just seems like they haven't worked together before. You know what I mean? Like, I'm curious to see what it is.
Well, it's gonna be like a thriller and espionage, so it'll be good. I mean, I feel like it'll be. I mean, you kind of get Chris Evans kind of got a taste of that with Winter Soldier, kind of the whole espionage, kind of like movie, kind of like based like that, kind of
Yeah.
And then you have Gosling, who he gets my respect after
Drive for me, cause
not just Drive, but
I like them in Gangsta Squad too.
What's the other one though? No, what's he did the detective with Russell Crowe. We talked about it.
Oh, the Nice Guys.
The Nice Guys.
Yeah,
like, he could play like.
I gotta finish that.
Detective.
I gotta finish that.
It's good, man.
So, I don't lie, dude. I think he played an awesome drunk.
I know. I know, right?
Dude, like I never saw never did I ever think that Ryan Gosling would be like that comedic.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought so. So it's interesting. I liked it. I'm not a huge Gosling fan. Granted, I know.
No, me either.
Well, I don't like the. Well, he does an awesome job as the Drive was my shit. That was my first.
Drive
real
was
introduction to
unexpected
him.
for me. I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could watch it over and over again. I watched it once and
Dude,
I'm
I
kind of
do.
like sad.
I've watched it a couple times.
Really?
Dude.
Maybe I need to check it out
dude,
again.
I
I
do.
don't
Like, well, on top of that, the music was fucking dope. Another thing that got me was the music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I really liked Oscar Isaac before I knew who Oscar Isaac was. Like his role in that, he
Who would've
played like a
guessed?
real
Yeah, same
like
deal, dude.
fucking
Like-
evil
Like
motherfucker.
now that you know him, you go back and like, oh, he was here too.
Yeah.
He was there over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude. Like even like like the elevator scene was the shit, dude. I'm like,
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
But like yeah, dude. And the thing too, I'm kind of curious to see how Chris Evans would be more in these, because I heard a lot of like good things about him in that. What was that fighting? What was it? Fighting for Jacob or something like that.
Oh, I never.
The
seen
series
it,
the series he's doing for Apple
yeah, I never seen
Apple
it.
TV. So
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of great ratings on that. So I'm kind of curious to see how is stepping away from Captain America.
Yeah.
I liked him in Knives Out. I don't think he was amazing though, but I liked him in Knives Out.
Knives Out was good. It wasn't
Yeah.
like it wasn't. I don't know. I think I kind of got like spoiled by the hype.
I think people overhyped it for no reason.
I know, it
and
was
don't get me wrong.
alright.
I'm not saying it wasn't a bad movie. I'm not saying it doesn't deserve the credit. it was just people really made it seem to be one of the greatest movies in history or something. Like it just to me, it's just like
Did it seem like it should have
calm
ended a
down,
little
man.
sooner than it did? Like I feel like
Well, I
they
would
did
say
a
it was
lot
a
of
for a certain
like.
point. It was like twist.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
like you know.
Yeah,
Oh, she
which
didn't
is cool.
really switch the
I
thing
also
on?
thought it was. It really did lead a different direction than what you thought the direction was going at. You know,
Right.
and I
Well,
thought that was pretty cool.
it made you think like oh, it's the cliche. It's going this way.
Yes, yeah.
When it didn't go that way. Yeah.
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 But like I liked it nonetheless, though. But like I said, I think it was also overhyped.
Well, the premise of this is so the movie. It's a movie. It's not a show on Netflix. It says these are master assassins. Gosling's character gets burned by the CIA, and Evan's character has to hunt him down. So, okay.
All right.
So Gosling is Captain America, and Evans is Winter Soldier.
It's assassins.
Yeah, we have
assassins.
A great
Stallone and Banderas going at each other, dude.
Nice. I was actually thinking that too, dude. That's hilarious.
That's the first thing that popped into mind, dude.
That's so funny. That's great.
I gotta kill you so I can beat you.
It's so good. But yeah, so you know, we'll see. I mean, Russo brothers. You got two good actors, so it'll be good. I'm sure.
I mean, it's the Russo brothers too, man. They tend to not put their hands on anything that's gonna suck. At least be entertaining more than anything.
Exactly.
Like, I want to see that one they did for 21 Bridges. I think it was called. Which had
oh yeah, dude.
I have yet to see that.
Dude, have you seen that Spike Lee movie too? I heard that was good with the Vietnam. It's called.
No, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, dude.
I heard that was really. I need to watch that.
I want to watch it, dude.
I want to watch it.
I mean, but like for me, Spike Lee is 50-50.
I know. You think he's gonna do his thing? Yeah. Well, I thought it was very interesting that he didn't get because it's supposed to them going it's transitioning through time. Kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
it's almost like flashbacks, right?
Flashbacks, but he said the characters still are the same. He didn't switch for younger actors. The older actors are playing their
older
younger
versions.
selves. Yeah, they're playing their younger selves. I was like, that's interesting. You know how?
Which is cool. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I finally watched Doctor Sleep.
Dude,
I don't know. You and I were talking about it, and I would have to say, I completely, totally agree with you.
Oh, so fucking good, man. I was not expecting how good that movie was gonna be.
I think I do agree that best Stephen King adaptation.
I think it's better than the first one.
Yeah,
because
I think it's so fucking dope, dude.
They didn't have the fact that they got actors to look like the original.
Well, it's cool, dude, because it's Mike Flanagan, dude, the guy that did a Haunting on Hill House.
Yeah,
he got some of the actors from there to be in I don't know, I want to call them cameos, but they were in there, dude. I thought it was cool.
Really, I haven't seen that in a long time, so I don't.
I thought it was cool, dude.
Well, same deal
with,
what's his name? Who's playing Jack Nicholson? Is he was the actor who was in E.T. Yeah.
E.T. Yeah.
Holy crap! How do you look like fucking Jack Nicholson?
He's the father in the Haunting of Hill House.
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, dude. This dude, dude, I thought it was dope. I think he even for what little part he did, seeing that dad to that is awesome.
It's crazy, right? And the fact that he got God, it's gonna kill me. I'm sorry, but the actor to play as the one. Remember the one who also had the gift in the first one, but he got that actor to I know that actor, but the fact that he kind of looks like the original one was crazy. What?
It was fucking dope, dude. He was more the father figure through this movie, you know.
Oh, I love it. And he taught him how to. Oh, dude, I'm like, oh, that's
so cool, right? Yeah.
But
I will say I think the biggest thing about it was I think it was long. But dude, for me, it was just so intriguing too. I didn't care it was that long, dude.
Dude, it flew by for me. And on top of that, the fact that I like how the character, the girl who has that ability, I like how she wasn't helpless in this. She was
the first one in, dude.
She was awesome.
She was diving in. Dude, I was in her mind.
Dude, when she did all that shit, that shit was awesome, man.
Yeah, dude. That shit was dope, dude.
It was so good.
I thought.
It was also very there were some scenes that were just oh man, this is some fucking crew like crazy, like especially when they did because wasn't that like that Michael Tremblay kid? He was the baseball kid.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
That shit was graphic as
It
fuck.
was, dude.
Like, I'm even surprised they put it in a fucking movie. Like, you know, you get the concept, right? In the beginning of the
Because with the
movie,
girl,
you don't
the little
see
girl,
it.
yeah,
You don't
you
even
don't
see
know,
it. I
you
thought they
don't
were
know
gonna
what
do
they're
this.
gonna do. Like,
Well,
to the girl.
well, the thing is, like, I thought they were gonna do the same thing. They weren't gonna show you anything. The kid's just MIA. You know what I mean? Your mind does the. You're imagining,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
But that scene, I didn't expect that at all,
didn't
dude.
either.
I was like, yo, that's fucked up.
That's fucking.
That is
those
fucked
people
up.
are fucking. I hate them.
Yeah, but I also, as fucked up as it may seem, I think it's also like made you hate those characters even more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you wanted that revenge. You wanted that revenge.
Because it's interesting. The concept is like, because they are like, they're pretty much like vampires. Like, they gotta feed off.
Yeah,
of that
but only certain type of people. They feed off of their shining is what the dudes.
Yeah. It's like they feed off the thing.
That's only
They survive.
They're
But
light.
but it's weird. It's because it's like they have the gifts, but it's like them crossing that line. Because remember, the girl had that. The young one that they recruited,
she had different gifts.
She had a gift, but like she crossed that line once she sucked the power.
Well, it's what they were talking about. Like, you actually die, and you gotta like you said, they go with vampires, like kind of vampire sort of deal. Like, you have to cross
and I'm sorry to say, that actress is not. She trying to play as a fucking 16. She was not 16. That was the one thing I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dude?" She's like fucking 20 something, dude. She trying to play a teenager? There's no shot, dude. She's not fucking young as fuck. But no, apparently,
even then, McGregor, I think he did a fucking.
I loved his character.
I think he did a great job.
So
dude.
good.
In the beginning, where he was that drunk, you know what I mean? Like, I thought it was good.
Did you know this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler for the audience? So sorry if you haven't seen Doctor Sleep. I'm going to try not to spoil it, but it's kind of just a reference of the original, like what happens in the book of The Shining. But did you know originally, like in the book or whatever, like he like in the first Shining book, like he burns Jack Nicholson's character burns the whole hotel down.
Yeah.
So it was kind of interesting that they reference.
Well, it's really
that
cool,
with
dude,
this one because is that the same way with the book then? Because the way this ends is what they were trying to do with the first one.
That I don't know, because I think this was more of a, obviously it was more of a sequel to the movie than it was to the series, right?
No, but here's the funny thing. Okay, hold on, going back to that real quick. No, finish your thought and I'll go back to that. Go ahead.
Well, the thing, because they were quoting each other, they quoted stuff from the first one onto this.
Okay, well this is gonna matter because it's the conversation, dude. Like, okay, so it was funny because the director says no, this isn't a sequel to the movie. This is more toward the book, but it's hilarious because I don't know if that was like fucking bullshit or what, or if it was to both. But it literally, I mean, they literally got the actress to look like the mom,
Jack Nicholson,
the kid. They literally got the actor to act like it, but it's like to the book, so it's like. I don't know if he found a way to do both. I didn't read the book, so I can't say.
I never did either.
But I think that's hilarious because he kind of loopholed it because he got Stephen King's approval, even though Stephen King hated The Shining. Yeah, he hated what, like, you know, who was it? Kubrick who did The Shining, right? So I hate the fact that he hated Kubrick's vision, yet this one literally ties a lot to that movie. But somehow it stayed true to the book.
Realer than
it makes it better,
dude. That scene, like when he was talking to his father / bartender, somebody they don't know each other. That bar scene, how he kept calling it his medicine.
Yeah,
that's what Jack Nicholson. That's what he called whiskey was his medicine.
Yeah,
and that whole scene trying to get him to drink again. You know, your face is fake. That's exactly the line they pulled that as a child to his father.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought that shit was dope.
But wasn't it like kind of crazy because it's almost, I mean, it's so funny that I can kind of like use this because it's kind of true. It almost follows like the Star Wars formula because it was like the mistake of the father and then he got tested and he like overcame that, what his father couldn't do. Yeah, so it's like his father went into, I guess you could say, the dark side. He failed and drank and came into temptation, and then he got put to that exact same test and he passed, which was interesting in its own sense. So it's kind of like the, you know, I'm not going to be like my father kind of thing, and that's how we beat the you know, the whole haunted mansion
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
haunted hotel thing, which was
Well, dude, I was a big fan of that. At first, dude, it was cool them doing their own thing. You know what I mean? Like the whole little hunting these people down instead. You know that whole concept of they're hunting the little girl, they're trying to protect her and stuff.
mm-hmm.
And then like them at the end finally driving to the hotel. I thought that was just cool. Like
Yeah.
either the two. If you would have done this, I still think it would have been just as cool. But now you did this with it. I think it's just cool, dude. I really
Well,
love
I
it.
like that, and the fact that he just like trapped everybody, like he trapped all
dude.
the ghosts trying to come after him. He just trapped them, and I like that. Even though he like has control of that power, like he's really strong, like he's really powerful. That even when he steps foot in that hotel, he was still like fucking scared as shit because like they were still like it was just the evil was so strong.
Yeah, the dark is what they kept saying.
Yeah,
or whatever.
it was like crazy, man. But dude, man,
I loved it. I loved it, dude.
I have to because I bought because they had on Vudu they had the sale of The Shining and that together.
The bundle deal.
The bundle deal, and it was a great deal. I'm glad I bought it. But apparently it comes with the director's cut, and I heard the director's cut is amazing. I need to watch.
I'll watch that. Then. I'll watch it.
Okay.
Either of the two. I think it's just as good, dude.
What is it? Any?
There's extra lines, like little extra scenes here and there, or extended scenes and stuff like that.
Right.
Take away those, and they're just as good, dude.
Okay.
You know, it's just interesting. It's just
so it's
I
not
like
like a BVS situation where it's better.
No.
Better.
I think it's just as good.
Okay.
I think it's just as good.
Okay. That's cool.
Doesn't take away, doesn't lose anything. Doesn't add much to it either.
But speaking of great sequels, the fact that Tron 3 finally got announced, dog.
That's right, cut.
Flynn
That's
lives.
Right, cut.
It's for real. He lives.
That's right, cut.
Hell yeah, dog.
I'm excited, dude. I'm excited for dude. Legacy never got the credit it deserves either, man.
No, the music was great and stuff, and a lot of people didn't like the story, and I get it because like you kind of didn't have Tron, but it was like his kid's story, and I get it. I get why some people didn't like it. It wasn't their favorite, but I know why I liked it. It's just the aesthetic of it. I like the whole just him and the father dynamic thing. It was just really about them because if you really go back to the first Tron, even though it was called Tron, which I thought was funny,
it wasn't even about Tron.
Focused more Flynn. Yeah,
Flynn. It's all Flynn. It's all Flynn,
yeah,
in my opinion, dude.
Yeah.
You know, Tron was just a program.
Right.
You know, to fight for the
like
users,
it helped
to protect.
them.
It
helped them, but it wasn't like it's still they made Flynn the main was it protagonist. So so they say the script is done, which is awesome.
Yeah, dude, because I think it's the same guy that did Legacy, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, because he was set up to do it. He was ready because they even did after Legacy. They even did the series on Disney.
Yeah, the series.
Like it's all and it's all supposed to tie in together. Like he had a whole thing mapped out.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't happen.
Well, yeah, it got scrapped because apparently they were gonna do like a Disney Plus thing with this movie. They say that Tron 3 though is gonna have a smaller budget than Legacy, which is fine. I think they could still give it the good quality effects they give without having to go like $170 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it was another thing, dude. Like, to a certain extent, who knows if you actually... I get it, too. It's all... Majority of whole Legacy is fucking CGI and shit, you know? So they might use it in just that alone. But now you also got to think, now the way Legacy ended, it doesn't need to be the whole thing in there.
Right. But that's true.
You know what I mean?
But they rarely ever go outside the world, though. You know.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
really
yeah.
do that. But I would love to see Olivia Wilde back because I loved her character, and see what because she's supposed to change everything. So, is it going to be more like a Matrix thing? Because remember, they were trying to bring it to where people could.
Was this
like, it was supposed to be like a
the whole the what her character was just like an isotope thing. It was weird, right?
Yeah, it was like
she was like the.
And like Flynn wanted to bring like that world, like the Tron world, like almost like he wanted to like assimilate both of the worlds where people could go in and out. It's like its own, like everything is connected. And so like I'm very curious that she was supposed to be the key because she was like pretty much like artificial intelligence, pretty much.
Well, she came from that world. She was naturally born. She wasn't created in that world.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
she was actually born in that world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
was
where
the
they
whole
thought
thing.
that Clue 2.0 looked at her as the virus.
Imperfection.
Yeah,
like imperfection,
yeah.
Like human. And so like I'm curious to see like now what her outside of the world with Flynn, like what they did together. Like, is it going to be all new where it's this whole society of people going in and out, kind of like the Matrix, where people are going out?
Well, because I remember too, that's what they were talking about, how he wanted something like that, and he wanted it to be free too. Yeah. Because that's another thing they never really touched on was Cillian Murphy's character. Great actor. They only used him for less than 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because obviously he's got to have to do something more with the third one.
Right.
You know, I don't think they would throw in a big name actor like that and just only use him for that.
Right, because he's the son of the first.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the son of the first one who like was like, you know, the main antagonist of the first one.
Yep.
Or his program or whatever. I'm excited, but here's one thing I'm not excited about is that Jared Leto might star in this one.
Fuck, why? Why they gotta ruin it with it?
Why throw in a different character, man? Like, I don't. Is he gonna play? Is it gonna take over? Is it gonna be like an older Flynn, or is he going to be an all new character that gets thrown in this? Like, what do you think?
Fucking Morpheus shows up. That's what it is. Like, I want into this world.
Remember, isn't like because it says here, Tron 3 is a because wasn't Krasinski's, this is one of his projects he was gonna help like produce, right? Joseph Krasinski?
Or
no.
Oh, I actually that I don't know all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see because they're saying, of course, you know, hopefully the director would return. Because so once Joseph Krasinski, though he is not currently tied to the project and may be busy with another, because he's doing Top Gun Maverick, but they were trying to get Joseph Krasinski back for this. But hopefully they're trying to get they got to get Daft Punk again, I think, in my opinion. Or they can introduce maybe what would you want? Do you want Daft Punk, or do you want to introduce another like kind of like EDM kind of like different take on it?
I don't know. I don't think it's a big major kill. I think it would be awesome to bring them back. But I don't really have anybody else in mind either, you know what I mean?
Trent Reznor, Atticus.
Which I wouldn't hate on it.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
I wouldn't hate on it, dude. I wouldn't hate on it either. You know, what they did for Watchmen was different than what they normally do, too. So, curiosity, who knows?
Yeah.
You know, it would be dope, you know? But no, I don't think anybody really pops into mind, like...
Marshmallow. Boop, 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 boop.
Right?
Boop, 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 boop.
I just don't want Dead Mouse.
Dead Mouse is out, man. It's gonna be like Marshmallow if they try to stick current, like Marshmallow. Possibly like, I don't know, Slushy or something.
Get bingo players up in that piece. That's what I want.
No, I don't know, man. I think Daft Punk just, it's like they kind of put their stamp on
they're
Tron.
naturally fit in that world.
Yeah.
With the whole aesthetic of what the, you know, the personality.
Exactly.
They naturally just fit in there, dude.
Yeah.
Along with their style of music. It just fits. You know, it just is what it is. Why change it?
So like my oh man, I had a burp. Oh, the beer. Happy. The one song I really enjoy was their like remix of the Tron theme.
It
comes at the end.
I know what you're talking about.
The credits. I just love it. It
just hits, right?
It's just all Daft Punk, and then all of a sudden you hear the da-na-na, and then it goes into the actual score, and I'm like, this is fucking cool. Like, what? Like, this is like one of my favorite songs.
Well, even they do like their soundtrack. I thought they was gonna be super long, but no, they're short.
Yeah, they're short.
For bringing a shot, like, you know, just just the scoring of it, they're actually pretty short, and they gotta have a good flow to it too.
Yeah,
like, you know, like it's the closest thing without, like, you know, without exactly being like a mixtape to a mixtape, but being the score into a movie, you know?
Exactly. But I don't know, man. I'm excited when I heard like the script is done. Let's fucking go figure it out. Let's go. Let's get. I don't even know if. Do you remember who the actor was who played Flynn's son?
I don't remember his name straight off the bat, but I know he was a dude from Four Brothers.
That's right. He was, wasn't
He
he?
was a younger brother. He's the one that.
That's right.
Yep.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see. I'm gonna look.
I
At
forgot where else he's on, but he's been in other
Is
things.
it Garrett Hedlund? That's his name, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me see. Yeah, Garrett Hedlund. Is he doing anything else? He played Sam. Sam was his first name.
Yeah, yeah.
Is he in anything else recently? Oh, he was in Mudbound.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Totally forgot. Yeah, dude, like fucking bring him back, man. He was good.
Yeah.
I liked him. I fucking liked him, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Bring fucking Sam Flynn back. Let's go. Let's I mean, Tron lives. Like he's alive.
Yeah, obviously, dog.
he's awake. Like he's normal.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to see Tron like.
Oh, he was
back.
a Triple Frontier.
What?
That's where the Triple Frontier, and I kept thinking he was in there.
Oh,
he's in Triple Frontier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because he plays what's his face's brother.
I mean,
he was a UFC thing or whatever he was trying to do.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you like Triple Frontier?
I thought it was fucking dope. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was all right.
You know, I like the director. I think he makes things intense without making them intense. Like there's not really a lot of action to it, but it's still kind of tensed up throughout the majority of his films. You know,
right.
You know, he the other one he did like a history of violence. I think it's called with Oscar Isaac. There's a scene. There's like a little car chase scene in there. Dude, it's fucking intense.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, dude.
Well, I mean, Oscar Isaac, dude. He does like I said, like when he was in Drive, dude. That he just had that tense scene at the dinner table, bro. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was
Which I know, lucky. I would like to see him more of in villain roles like that too, like that Drive sort of deal. I think I'd rather see him in darker films.
Yeah.
What's that other one? Ex Machina, whatever.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was like Drive was like a template for him to be this creep in fucking Ex Machina.
Why'd you tear up a picture? About to tear up the motherfucking dance floor.
Dude, me and Frank quote that shit all the time, dude. And then the music, yo, it's so funny. That was just a crazy scene. And it's just like
that movie is cool. I really like that one.
It's a very again. Did you watch Upgrade? Did you watch Upgrade?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely like the same fucking like kind of like weird
concept, or it's like that vibe. Like, dude, that ending to me is one of the. I love that ending to Upgrade.
Which one? Oh, Upgrade.
Upgrade. I love that.
Really
ending. Well, I love the ending to both. I love the ending.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's a very I want to say it's so like a realistic kind of like sad ending to like a future world, like these stories is like future I look at them as like almost vignettes, almost like those two movies you can look as like vignettes of like the same kind of world, right? But it's just like they all have like fucking shitty endings, you know, like the dude what's his name fucking just got in Ex Machina, man. He got fucking played and screwed over, dude.
Absolutely the victim out of through both sides.
He got used from both sides.
Dude, for both sides, dude.
Like Oscar Isaac deserved what he got, like shanked and shit. But like
in a way, dude, his whole thing was just precaution, right?
Yeah.
Because he was worried about something like this.
Yeah.
And then turns into, but he was also a fucking dick.
No, he was. He was. Like most geniuses are, you know.
Yeah,
fucking, you know.
So. But I'm like, God damn.
And then like Upgrade again, like it was like it's like the whole like it seems like they both follow the whole like puppets to like a bigger force kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the outlook, because like I mean, it's like he really got screwed. Like his character was played, and he got his wife got killed because of it, because he wanted to be used by this AI system that was playing the whole. I was like, what the?
We're just using the shit out of him, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's so
I love
crazy.
that ending too, man.
Yeah.
It was just a simple ending.
Like,
this is what I did. Credits.
Yeah, man. Like he's off in he got what he wanted in this fake fantasy world of him like in a dream where he's with his woman, but in reality his body's just...
It's really not. Yeah. It's him being in that coma thing in his mind or some shit. Yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude. When I watch those movies, it really gives me like an existential crisis like moment when I think about it. It makes me think, and I hate shit, man. I feel so depressed. I really feel real like and the Animatrix is another example of making me like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, so crazy. But On some positive news, this is very exciting. The Batman TV spinoff, HBO Max. So it's pretty much Gotham PD. It's pretty much.
Yeah, I read up on that a little bit too.
Dude, what do you think? That's fucking cool, man.
In the sense, I'm excited for it, but at the same time, like I'm trying to think about what they did with Gotham, and I wasn't a big fan of Gotham either. You know,
I know.
So I'm trying to step away from that too.
Yes, yeah.
You know, so I want to see. And I don't know, dude. I'm happy that they're doing like a Batman thing. You know, just Batman in general. I'm just worried. You know, Gotham really wasn't my shit.
Okay, so yeah, so I think. Okay, so here's the two differences I think it's going to be, because I like this concept of what Gotham was trying to do, but then it seemed like they couldn't figure it out, or they got scared and they're like, we can't just have focus on Commissioner Gordon. We're going to have to throw in Batman villains and not really have Batman in it. You know?
Yeah.
I think they got scared. I like the whole thing where it was about a young Commissioner Gordon, but like you said, they kind of went off.
I like that concept.
Some crazy
dude,
shit. They started throwing these villains, and I'm like, dude, how are these villains? The villains didn't
like
exist because Batman caused these villains, right? So it pissed me off. But this is gonna.
It annoyed me because I was like, dude, so by the time he's Batman, these motherfuckers are gonna be in their 50s.
Old as shit, right? Like Mr. Freeze was like fucking already like 40 something.
Yeah, dude, I'm fucking tripping.
It's so stupid. But what I think this one is gonna follow more of like the GPD comics, which is. It's just following Commissioner Gordon and his like detectives in the city during Batman, like how they deal with the city while Batman is dealing with shit, like how they handle situations of like dealing with supervillains, you know, which I'm pretty stoked. But they said this is going to tie in. It's going to tie into Matt Reeves' Batman. Yeah. But it's supposed to be like a prequel, so it's going to be like I don't know how far back the prequel is.
Yeah, like I said, dude, I'm excited, but I'm concerned too. I have concerns too, because like we don't know if Matt Reeves Batman's gonna be awesome or not either. You know what I mean? I don't want to set up this world. Or
I know, he has my faith.
What if the world? What if the Gotham PD series is better than the actual movie?
Oh my!
You know
God.
what I mean? But remember that article too when Gotham first came out? Where they were talking about how Gotham could be better than the movie series.
Yeah,
you know, Gotham series, which I do believe that could be it. That's so true. I think so, dude. Like it could be better than the movie series. Not saying like Batman sucks or anything like that.
Yeah,
but I think they just need to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, it's up in the air if it's gonna be a prequel. I hope it isn't. I hope it's just ties in directly to where even if it doesn't have to like be like the same like that year of the Batterson like kind of time period of it, even if it's like a year after, a year like before the movie takes place, will be good. But I want it to be like them following his like in the wakes of him still doing his crime shit, and it would make sense because it would be him like being like a rookie Batman, right? So it's like maybe he's like a year or two in, he's gonna be making mistakes, he's gonna be like causing probably more damage than an experienced Batman would. So I would like to see how they would deal with that stuff, and I think they could deal with like they could introduce like the Court of Owls, like set that up already.
And dude, I'm actually curious to see something like that on the big screen. I tell you the truth, I'd rather have that on a big screen too. But if it's doing HBO, it's almost the same thing,
right? Because you can build
production value just as good.
And imagine the series building story arcs up, and then it going to the big screen. So like you have like all this build up, because remember a lot of problems.
Well, like the thing too, like said like in the movies they haven't really done a big deal. Like the Nolan movies kind of have, where they use the Falcone family and the mob bosses and stuff like that, right?
I want to see that series though.
I would rather do that series. I would rather have them in the series.
I want to see that flushed out with like that whole thing, and then have it like the aftermath or the payoff follow like into the like the sequels. Because remember, Matt Reeves says he wants to do 3. He wants to do a series, right? So he wants to do a trilogy. So imagine what happens on the show. It's almost like kind of what Marvel said they were going to do. Imagine like we're finally going to get that where like what happens in the series does affect or interact with the movies.
Which I think like I said, I would rather have like the mob boss and stuff like that in the series but also be able to see it in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, or reference something that actually took place, or see some sort of, like you said, interaction going on with that. Which I think that would be cool. And it's not too much. It's not too little. It's still in the same world.
No, and
but you don't have fucking Mr. Freeze blasting everybody and shit like that. Taking all the good villains.
Nice to meet you.
You know what I mean? Like that's like one of my concerns. It's I want the Batman villains to stay in the Batman movies, sort of deal. I don't want them too much to be in the series, man. Like Gotham, dude. They didn't have Bane or anything, but they had that whole concept of it. They had, I guess, those Jokers. I don't know if they were the Jokers. They were or weren't. I don't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
The Penguin. They had too many characters from the Batman
Oh,
world.
I didn't mind. I thought Penguin was probably the best thing of that show because it was like a younger Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot.
Well, that was actually, I also think he stole the show, sort of deal.
Yeah.
Like his story arc on there, I think was really dope, and kind of seeing the rise of power and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was pretty cool, dude. Like he wasn't a
liked
businessman yet. He wasn't that crime boss yet.
No,
but he was on his way up there.
Yeah, he was that little bitch. He kind of like got like he got smart. He knew the inner workings and then kind of took advantage of like all the shit that was happening around him. But here's another plus why I think this would work is because Jeffrey Wright is playing as Commissioner. He's playing as Gordon, right?
Gordon, yeah.
Hello, HBO with him
Westworld.
have a ties of Westworld, so it's like a perfect fucking fit, man. Like have him in the show, and we can get imagine this, we can get Montoya, right? And I know Montoya is in the Birds of Prey, but this is supposed to be like a younger Montoya. So younger Montoya, could we get a question in there? Could this help
stuff like
with
that?
question?
Yeah, even dude, I would even be willing to do Victor Zsasz.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. Victor Zsasz would be so cool, and like I want it done right. Like I will say. Did you watch Birds of Prey finally? Did you watch Birds of Prey finally?
Yeah.
I don't. He wasn't my favorite. Like what he did with Zsasz. I like that it fit with Ewan McGregor's character. Like those two fit together
with their thing, you know.
But it's still not the Zsasz that I want. I want to see. I think Gotham would be the perfect opportunity to get like a rising Zsasz of this homicidal, just a killer.
Yes.
Who just scars himself.
And I want to see it be more of a detective thing, dude.
That's what I'm saying.
Gotham really wasn't. It was cops chasing bad guys, but it wasn't like a detective. And I think Victor Zsasz character in Gotham was wasted potential, man.
I know he's better than Barry.
His murder, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Like investigate his murder, so investigate what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like
Dude,
that's what I would like to see.
Then we can get these because because it'll be like with Batman, right? So he's gonna have those big characters. So these crazy other ones can be the focus, like actual homicidal killers. Calendar Man would be so good.
Yeah.
Zsasz. Let's get I'm trying to think of another like low level. The crime Falcones, like you said, the gangs, the mob bosses would be good. Quarter Owls would be so perfect to like sprinkle in. Through the whole series.
But I think they're shit. I think they need to be, if you're gonna use them, just sprinkle them. Like start them off there, but build them up there.
Yeah.
Sprinkle
in the Wayne lore and shit, and then.
I would even say was it Firefly? Firefly, I forgot his name.
Firefly,
dude. Yeah, you could use him. You know what I mean? Like find out who's stalking who.
Pyro
you know
crazy. They tried doing that in Gotham too, which just was.
Which I saw that. I saw it, and I was disappointed too. Yeah.
But yeah, just like these, like, oh my god, with the mob.
Give him some of the lesser ones.
What if What if Falcone, one of his like right hand dudes, was like the fucking ventriloquist and the dummy?
That's what I was getting ready to say. That's exactly what I was getting ready to say, dude. And you could do it. It's hard to do. I get probably those characters. It's harder to do in a movie. But
because they wouldn't have a big role.
If you got a series, you know what I mean. If you got a series to build off of them, then I think it'll work. I think the ventriloquist will work in the series.
Oh, it'd be so fucking crazy. And then you could even get God, what's the doctor's name? Why am I forgetting his name? The psychiatrist.
Hugo? Dr. Hugo?
Yeah, Dr. Hugo. Yeah. Like dealing with those.
Yeah.
But then what would be perfect was then you could, if it's tied in, we get the movie. Batterson could make actual pop-ins once in a while.
Cameos here and there, dog. You know what I mean? Or just not even him, just Batman flying around.
What if
there he goes again?
I know, right? I know. God damn it. Yeah. Like seeing like fucking.
I want to see, dude. Up to this day, dude, in a movie or in a series, I want to see that year thing where Commissioner Gordon and Batman had that cup of coffee at the end of the year.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm talking about off of the series. Yeah, dude,
that'll be so good, man.
Yeah.
And I want to delve into like Commissioner Gordon, like with the troubles he had in his marriage, and like in year one, remember he was like cheating with his wife, that affair he had with the fellow cop. Well, it was a detective too, right?
It was a detective, yeah.
It was his, that affair, that whole thing, because like he was good, but he had his own fucking problems, and
he's got his demons too, dude.
I want to see that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wanted to see that character too in Gotham. I wanted that, even though they did touch on the issues, the fellow marriage issues or whatever. But it's just it wasn't the same, dog.
No, it wasn't, because she became like a supervillain or some shit. I don't know.
Did she? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, something. I don't know, man. I don't know. But like, yeah, I want to see that, and then I want to see like a group of like get a small good cast of like his detectives, and then the corruption and
I'm not asking for that,
with that shit.
For that crew that are hunting down Batman. I still want to see something, you know.
I want to see. Like I said, Dude, I'm excited. Like Matt Reeves has like my faith until he does me wrong, because like I would say like, would you say like Planet of the Apes is one of the best trilogies? Do you think that's like out of trilogy wise? I said one, not the best, but like one of the best trilogies you could say.
I don't think they're bad, nor do I think they're amazing either, but they're still pretty dope. You know what I mean?
Think they're really good, man.
I don't think they're like again, I'm not a huge fan of Planet of the Apes either. You know what I mean? So I can't really think.
I love Planet of the Apes. Like I love the old ones, man. I will.
Yeah.
Dr. Zaius all day, bro. Like
save me, Dr. Zaius.
That was one of the movies they would play, the Planet of the Apes. I used to watch the old marathons, and I love Planet of the Apes, and I love the concept. And if they do that reboot that I hear they're trying, not the reboot, but they're trying to do that continuation, I hear, man, I'm excited, because then we can get into actual, you know, Charlton Heston like kind of thing. Yeah, and I'm kind of excited about that if they do that. But
like I like Matt Reeves. I don't think he's a bad director. I think he's dark. You know me, I like dark stuff too. So I like what he did with that. I mean, Cloverfield obviously was a shit. You know,
but he's also
I like
not afraid.
The thing that thing that let me in. I really like that one.
He did a good version.
I like
of
that one.
Yeah.
I really like that one. It's a different take on the same story. You know what I mean? You know, different. It's a vampire movie, but being told through the eyes of kids. You know, which I thought I liked it, dude. I thought it was dope.
Yeah, it's crazy. And but like I said, I have faith in he doesn't have any problem stepping into like fantasy territory, and I like that, because I think Batman, we got enough of the realistic Batman, man. Like I get it, like Nolan did this is what Batman would be in our
that was grounded as hell, dude.
Super
like
grounded.
Like I've said it before, I want a mixture of both. I want a mixture of both, dude. I want some ground, and I want some Ben Affleck ridiculous.
Yeah, because it's like the whole premise of like is Batman is like the realism, but he's living in a world of fucking gods kind of thing. He's in a world of superheroes, so it's him having to deal with the craziness, and like his city is not normal. I mean, this fucking Clayface, for God's sakes, and fucking some crazy Killer Croc, and some. He deals with some crazy shit, man. Like it's just not just normal. But dude, I have complete faith in Matt Reeves. Robert Pattinson kind of still has to. I'm not hating on him like people. I just still need to be proven that if he can be like a good, not just. I think he could play. To me, I think he could play a good Bruce Wayne, but I gotta see if he could be a Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Which I like his acting. You know, his actual legit acting.
Right.
You know, from what his artistic films he's done.
Yeah.
You know, I like it. I know he can be out there. You know what I mean? And in a good way. You know, so but like you said too, man, it's that iffy. I think he could do the Bruce Wayne. I'm not too sure about Batman yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm doubting him.
Are they gonna go? You think they're gonna go like regular? Like I'm just gonna do a voice, or you think they're gonna try to do the whole modulation voice thing?
I don't know, dude. obviously there's got to be a voice change in my opinion. It's got to be, it just can't be the same Bruce Wayne voice, you know. So I just don't know what route they're gonna go with. I think for now, since it is the beginning, I think he's gonna do it like, you know, manually raspy, like that fake raspiness, or try to do a deeper voice or something like that.
Where's the trigger?
Yeah. Swear to me.
Swear to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. I know. Or I wasn't honestly a big fan of that modulation stuff.
And the bat flick.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that.
I think it sounded pretty cool, but I don't think it should have done it for Batman. But you know what? Worst things that's happened too.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. We'll see on that. But dude, this series, that would definitely. I mean, other than the Snyder, you know, cut coming out. I mean, why wouldn't you want to jump on that HBO Max train? Because they got some heavy hitters coming, man. Like
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, what do you all think? You know, like let us know. Like, are you excited for the new Gotham? Because you can tell on this side we are. I mean, let's go. Batman all day. Give me Batman series. Give me Batman fucking movie. I'm all about it. But with that, we would like to thank everyone for you know, watching us and listening to us and give us attention. We're glad to have Chico back. He's back with a passion, and we're definitely going to probably talk some more Comic-Con stuff because there was a lot of news that happened this past weekend. So. I'm excited for that. But yeah, thank you to all, and like you said, please go, you know, we would like to hear what you guys are with your thoughts, and if you have any other topics you want to talk about, please throw them in the comments and stuff, and please, you know, like us and go over to Apple Podcasts for you podcast listeners. Even if you're not a podcast listener, go over there and, you know, give us a review. It helps us a lot. We need more eyes on us, and, you know, we're already getting good eyes, and we appreciate all the help that you give us. And Chico, where can they find you, buddy?
Killing Joke 127 Twitter.
Nice. And you can also find me on Twitter at Vic the Tanman. And again, we want to thank you all. And you know, like we always say, we all have opinions, but let's all be nice and let's talk about it. And until next time, see you guys later.
Deuces, peoples.
Bye.